Woody and us back with you, and everyone else is back with you, and you can be everyone else. And what we mean by that, not only watching the show, you can participate in the show. How can you participate in the show? We're soon going to have Skype. We're really excited about that. You'll be able to be a part of the show and be on TV yourself. But also right now, you can join us on Facebook. You can join us by making, as I said, declarations, as Clifford did. He made a declaration mostly saying that was success that John, that wasn't enough success that John Fox accomplished here? No, it wasn't. But go to @The Sports Show or @Vinny Chant, VINNIE.
No, don't tell people that.
Have you gotten more followers, Vinny? Where are you?
5 yesterday. Yeah.
See, we're going to help him. I'm trying to help all the people who tweet us.
All right, look,
if you join us, I can help you raise your profile.
But let's first raise our Twitter numbers, okay? @The Sports Show. Then after we get to say 100, 200,000. You know, like you, then we tell everybody about our crew's Twitter handles, all right? Come on.
After you just called them dummies and I'm trying to help them out?
They knew I was kidding. I was kidding, right? You guys knew I was kidding.
You know there's a reason why, why you don't laugh.
Can I bribe you with cookies? Can I?
There's a reason why they don't laugh at your stuff. Have you thought about it? How would you like to go in and you see a comedian and he's not funny? Because you and I saw a comedian the other night who started slow.
Yeah,
and I went, you know, he's got to up his game. I leaned over you and said that. And he did. He did up his game, and people started laughing. I thought he was funny as hell.
All right, we've got to, I got a little pizza on me, sorry about that. We've got to address this Adam Gase situation. And after you and I talk about it a little bit, we're going to go to Damon Bruce of 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, who covers the 49ers on a daily basis, to tell us why Gase was a candidate there and why Mike Shanahan was a candidate there, but neither one got the job there. In the meantime, as Mike Kliss of the Denver Post is reporting, Adam Gase is right now in an interview with John Elway for the Broncos head coaching job.
And if you stick with us, we're going to go live into that interview room and see what they're saying, because we've got such good people out there that they can actually put, we have cameras. We have a drone camera. Have you seen our new drone yet?
I have.
We have drone. We could slip into the room and it could hover above. I was at the...
Is one of your superpower wishes that you could be invisible? Because then we could do it. We could get it done.
No. I was always about X-ray vision when I was young. That was my last.
Invisible could be good too, you know. Well, into the showers, you know.
Well, I'm just saying that was. I'm responding honestly because I thought, man, I like to have X-ray vision. No, so no. But let me tell you a brief story. You know, I have a brief story every day.
A brief story from Woody Page? No such thing.
The National Hockey League is voting whether or not to get rid of the Colorado Rockies hockey team.
What?
Go back many, many years.
Oh, you're saying this is years ago.
1982.
Okay. I thought you were talking about now.
The National Hockey League is voting whether or not to get rid of the Rockies. Sell them or just get rid of them.
Right.
Sell them somewhere else. I go to the meetings that are in New York. Yeah, New York. And they meet and they take a break. I go in and get on the floor and look in the garbage cans because they all have notepads.
Because you were hungry?
No. Could have been, but no, I wanted to find out information. And so I got on the floor and I looked around and I gathered up all the paper and put it in a paper bag and took it back. And I actually learned a lot about what went on because they'd go votes for, votes against, and I was able to report then. That's back when I was a real grinding
You were
reporter.
a muckraker then.
No, well,
because you were raking through the muck.
Yeah, I don't know what that ever meant. I wasn't a muckraker.
I just told you. You were raking through the NHL muck.
I think
which rhymes with puck, by the way.
We could put. Here's another thing you do. You could put glass under the door. Outside of John's, a mirror under the door, and you could kind of peer in there and see whether they're going.
You would need a lip. You would need a lip reader then.
No, I think if John was looking across the table at Gase and going, "Get out of here,"
then you know he has no shot at the job.
Or if he goes, "What would you guess?"
And 2 thumbs up. He goes like this. He does. Then you'll know.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to
Adam
the phone
Gase
lines.
being interviewed right now
By the Denver Broncos.
By the Denver Broncos.
All right, let's go to the phones and bring in Damon Bruce of 95.7 The Game in San Francisco, who covers the 49ers. Damon, how you doing?
Gentlemen, how you guys doing?
Doing great, thanks. Hey, Damon, wondering why the 49ers did what they did, but really wondering why they did not hire Adam Gase as their head coach, and they did not hire Mike Shanahan as their head coach.
Well, we got a lot of questions, and if you want to go start asking why did the Niners do what they did, we could rewind that all the way back to why did they move out of San Francisco? Why did they open a new stadium that has fallen like a dud on the new community it's in? Why did they let a coach that I think everyone agreed had them on the path to success in Jim Harbaugh go? And now, why did they go about this coaching hire if they had their preordained pick in Jim Tomsula because he fit not only the model and style of football they wanted, but the amount of control that they'll have over him directly and all of his decisions? It is just nothing but question marks out here for the 49ers. Why Adam Gase wasn't the guy is because he's not an in-house man who I think, is going to look at his head coaching opportunity is completely beholden to the Yorks and the Niners. I mean, Jim Tomsula didn't even get interviewed by anybody else. Jim Tomsula isn't a guy that was on anyone's interview list as a defensive coordinator, and now all of a sudden he is the 49ers head coach and will be introduced here at a press conference in about an hour. I know I'm supposed to make sense of this for you fellas, but I can't. It's just nuts.
What do you think he needs to do in regard, Damon, how do I put this? The biggest problem, other than the coaching relationship with the front office and with the players and everything, is Kaepernick. So let's turn this to Kaepernick. So they've hired a defensive coach. What do you think they need to do in order to make Kaepernick a better quarterback?
I think maybe less is more is exactly the prescription they need to fill for Kaepernick. Return to their running game. I mean, he was sacked 58 times this year. Their offensive line was patchwork pretty much from Jump Street the entire season, and I think has more to do with this team's step back this season than any one particular or handful of Kaepernick individual performances or frustrating plays being called by now outgoing offensive coordinator Greg Roman. I really thought that the hire needed to be an offensive hire because you had a packed defense that was ready to go each and every week with Vic Fangio. And all I can tell you is that this Jim Tomsula better be the Pied Piper of all things good on a football field, because they just let two coaches with impeccable credentials in Jim Harbaugh and Vic Fangio walk away so they could elevate their front office hand-selected coach. And it really feels an awful lot like some puppet mastering from Jed York and general manager Trent Baalke.
Absolutely. The fact that they wouldn't hire Shanahan because they felt he might want too much control. The fact they wouldn't hire Gase because either they felt he wasn't ready or he wasn't their guy that they could control. And the fact that they had the defensive line coach leapfrog a very good defensive coordinator in Fangio to become the head coach. That tells me Trent Baalke, the general manager, has ego issues and was burned so badly by Jim Harbaugh and the clash of egos there, he didn't want to get into that ego situation again. Am I reading that right?
I think you're reading it perfectly. I really do. I think that is exactly what is going on here. I don't know why everyone in the front office has to, skip down the road holding hands and planning picnics together every day. I think a lot of good coaches create tension in the environments that they're operating in, and there's a little method to their madness. And as successful as it was here, the fact that they would want to change it up is amazing. It's Trent Baalke's show now. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He is the ally Jed York is looking for. And now, we're not going to be able to really say what Tomsula is or isn't until his staff is filled out around him. But I'll tell you this right now, he's not even going to be left to pick his own assistant coaches. Trent Baalke is going to be incredibly involved in that decision-making process, and that might actually back away some real qualified candidates. No one wants to put themselves in a situation where they're on a coach's staff, but really working for someone above that coach. I mean, an assistant coach wants to report to the head coach, not the general manager. And I really think that this new style of who reports to who and all I can tell you is that they better be holding a Lombardi trophy in the next 2 seasons, or there is going to be an incredible amount of accountability thrown at Balky and York. And I really don't know how fans are ever supposed to hold an owner accountable, but this has left a good taste in not a single fan's mouth here in the Bay Area. I don't think you can find any football person to endorse this as the right steps for this team to have taken. And all I can tell them is good luck, 49ers, because you have cast your die in on a table that literally nobody else was gambling at.
Damon Bruce from 95.7, The Game in San Francisco. And it's so funny, Damon, you're sitting there talking about the 49ers as if you were sitting here talking about the Denver Broncos, two of the proudest, most successful franchises throughout the 80s and the 90s into the 2000s, and they both seem so messed up, to use the word.
Now, I agree with you, Woody.
Don't you find that odd, what can happen to two great franchises as they've done?
Yeah, it's amazing to see. And it's almost like self-sabotage. I mean, I think every single reasonable fan understands that teams go through competitive cycles where they, are legitimate contenders to win something, and no team can possibly sustain legitimate contender indefinitely. Every team has a life cycle. And for both of these teams to accelerate what seem to be still very competitive life cycles or bring about their end through choice over ego, not on-field performance, it really is a head-scratcher because it's supposed to be a win and win-only game, and how you go about winning, it really doesn't matter. Well, there's been an awful lot of winning in both San Francisco and in Denver, and now both these teams are walking around looking for things that loser teams are looking for, new coaches, new systems, new attitudes, new philosophies. I mean, neither one of these teams is the Oakland Raiders. Why behave that way?
Yeah, you make a whole lot of sense, Damon. And the fact that they elevated a defensive line coach to be the head coach when nobody else in the league even considered giving the guy an interview as a head coach, you're right. It's a head-scratcher. Damon, really appreciate your time. I'm sure we'll be talking to you again in the near future. Damon Bruce of 95.7 The Game in San Francisco. Thanks, buddy.
Woody, Les, thank you very, very much.
You got it.